All right, guys, the moment we've all been waiting for. This is the UAX option code with the 12.1-inch touchscreen, built-in GPS navigation, built-in Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. This is a phenomenal system. The installation process is going to be nearly identical to our UAV. Okay, so we're going to pull that out. We're going to use all the same connectors. We're going to plug this in. So this is going to be such a great upgrade. I think you guys will like it. All right, I know you guys are getting sick of watching it, but I want to be as thorough as possible. We're going to remove the lower controller here using the 2 Torx T15 screws, removing those and putting it on the back or the bottom of your 12-inch screen. Alright guys, so basically as I mentioned, the UAV and the UAX install procedures are nearly identical. If you rewind a little bit in the video, you'll be able to see how I installed this. So this is the UAV radio brain. So we're going to go ahead and remove this, and we're going to install the UAX radio brain. It looks identical, it's just a little bit of a different module internally. So we can remove this and then install the UAX module. Okay, so just as I mentioned, similar to the UAV, we have our infotainment harness here, except we're not going to plug this into anything. The only thing we're going to use here is just this end, and the other end will plug into the 12.1-inch screen. Our LVDS cable will plug in here, as well as our other remaining connectors. So this connector will just dangle. This connector here, which is taped back, is only if you're going from a UAV from the factory to the UAX. Okay, so in this particular installation, we're in a Bighorn, so we're only going to use this. We're going to only use this connector here and this connector here. Everything else we'll plug in and we'll just pop it in place. We can now reinstall our 2 screws and then put our lid in. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to want to do is run the programmer. This is going to reprogram the BCM in the vehicle to accept our UAV upgrade. So we partnered with OBD Genie to come up with a programmer. This is an awesome programmer. It makes this possible. So basically what we're going to want to do first is we're going to want to connect the security gateway module bypass. So there's a module, I just took this panel off, you don't need to, but there's a module located right back here that has 2 connectors in it. Just simply reach up and disconnect those 2 connectors, and then plug those 2 connectors temporarily into the bypass. Alright guys, those of you who have a heavy duty RAM, the 2500 through 5500, the security gateway module is actually located behind the cluster, the speedometer cluster. So if you scroll to the end of the video, I'll show you heavy duty customers how to install the security gateway module bypass at that time. Now we're going to put the vehicle in the on position, or the run position rather, and then plug in our programmer into the OBD2 port. You'll see a series of lights, but when we get the green solid light, we're going to disconnect it. Now that we have the green light, we can disconnect it. Now we're going to shut the vehicle off. We're going to disconnect the bypass and stow it away. We will no longer need it. And then we're going to plug those 2 connectors back into that module. All right, guys, here we go. We had the security gateway module plugged back in. We're ready to test it now. So basically, what I wanted to say is you're going to maybe have to sleep the vehicle a few times, do a couple key cycles before all the features are present on the screen. But we're ready to go now, so let's go ahead and start it up. And right away, you notice the nice big 12-inch screen. This is all plug and play, guys, right here by Infotainment.com. Such an awesome upgrade. Here within the bottom key here, you see the 87.7. That is the radio station, obviously. So you have Bluetooth streaming audio, AM, FM. You could select the source here. Let's just say you want to drag SiriusXM over, and that way you can have it, right here in the home row. So you can, use that particular feature. You have AM, FM, and it does also include HD radio, okay? So you notice it picked up that right away. And the sounds amazing. Sometimes with these Ram trucks, the lows are pretty low, so you want to get into the equalizer and adjust those, maybe down a little bit. Under the controls here, this particular truck is a base model, so it doesn't have any heated, cooled, or vented seats. So you're not going to see those present. If you have those, it will be pre-programmed to show that once we get your VIN number. The climate, obviously, we'll be able to control our climate here. The other thing I wanted to mention too, those of you who already have dual zone temperature control, you notice it here. If you already have that, you retain it. If you do not have dual zone, by doing this upgrade, you will get single zone. So these buttons over here will actually be inactive. So you're always going to want to keep it on sync. So as the driver adjusts the temperature, the passenger does the same thing. So you won't necessarily be able to use the slider or these buttons, okay? It's a single zone temperature control. The app section here allows you to get into the settings menu. You have a whole wide array of different settings with a 12-inch screen. It's awesome. One thing, as I mentioned, audio settings. The UAV and the UAX, as I mentioned, the bass is pretty loud, so I kind of just adjust it maybe a little bit to kind of even it out. You get a nice sound. You can come in here similar to the UAV as well and adjust the theme. So there's different themes you can choose from, which is pretty neat. Different colors and wallpapers. Okay, navigation. Look how nice and pretty that screen is, man. So you get the pinch to zoom. You can do, let's get into nav settings here, a map appearance. You can do the 3D, 2D, you name it, right? So there's a whole bunch of settings within the navigation that you can do. Just like the other nav systems we carry, you can go to where to, enter in your home address, your work address. It's just a touch of a button and you're ready to go. The directions also, turn-by-turn directions, actually show up in your EVIC, your cluster, which is kind of neat. So that's pretty cool. But look at that, like the Tesla-style screen right here in your Ram truck. Just an awesome system, guys. And then phone here, you're going to want to repair your phone, so hit yes, follow the prompts to pair your phone. Backup cam, that's just something that was added here as a soft key. You do also obviously retain the zoom feature for those of you who have the hitch. But yes, you put the vehicle in reverse, you will get that as well. Something else I wanted to point out is the Apple CarPlay. So you're going to plug your lightning cable in and then into your phone. Then you notice here it pops right up. So now you have full functionality of Android Auto and Apple CarPlay right here on your 12-inch screen. You can select your bottom card here, so if you want to be able to control the climate and do the Apple CarPlay on the top, you can do that. You can also do media, so on and so forth, whatever you're listening to, whether you're listening to something maybe on Spotify, you want it to be shown down there, you can do that as well. It's great to kind of have that split screen here. It does have album art, which is really neat as well. So just an awesome system here. If you go behind in the video a little bit, I did do a quick tutorial on the Apple CarPlay. If you happen to have Android, take a look at our YouTube channel. We do a full Android Auto demo as well. One more thing I wanted to point out, which is pretty cool. The Sirius, it's really neat with this, as they do logos for your radio stations. So it's really neat as you're scrolling through, you know, finding what you want to listen to. You get the actual art of the station itself. So it's pretty neat. And then if you're listening to a specific artist, it'll show their album as well. So just really cool there. But what an awesome system, guys. We got this all figured out. FCA just released the update, which makes this also possible. So it's a combination of things, a combination of programming in-house, a combination of OBD-Genie, the harnessing, and the latest firmware update that we were able to help develop. So here at Infotainment.com, we do so much more than just radio upgrades. We get into all sorts of cool things, not just also for Ram, but also Jeep and Dodge and Chevy and Ford, Toyota, Nissan, you name it. We carry a lot of different cool products on our website. All factory parts pre-programmed to plug and play. That's Infotainment.com. Now, we're in the Ram truck, as I mentioned, 2019 and up. Let's talk about a few things we do for the Ram. So we also do headlights. So you can do the LED strip on the bottom. We do have plug-and-play headlights you could put in this truck. Moving your way back, we do replacement clusters. Okay, so it'll have the nice big digital display pre-programmed to the mileage, engine hours, idle, and idle hours of your particular truck. That's an awesome upgrade. Power folding mirrors. Those of you who have the heavy-duty truck with that want to add tow mirrors or that have tow mirrors, there's nothing more annoying than pulling into your garage or the ATM and having to pull it in manually. We have it all with the touch of a button for Ram 1500 through 5500 power folding mirror plug and play upgrades. Another great one we do is the leather seating. So we're an authorized cat skin vendor. These are factory-like leather covers. We actually have videos that show you how to put leather in your truck. Furthermore, blind spot monitoring. What a great safety feature. We're figuring that out. We're going to have that available soon on our website. So you get the indicator in your mirror when someone is approaching on either side of your vehicle. So all sorts of other stuff we're going to be getting into as far as the cargo camera, so you can keep an eye on your payload, trailer cameras, 360 cameras. There's just a wide array of things that we work on here every day at Infotainment.com. So come check us out, guys. Thanks for watching.